So, hi guys. Have you had an opportunity to answer the questions? Okay, so welcome to HR Cafe. My name is Nicole Bello with Smarty HR Solutions. And guys, today we're going to carry on the conversation about leadership versus management. Okay? So, in your opinion, what do you think management is? And what are your opinion? What do you think leadership is? So, I know some of you guys haven't answered yet. And I know a lot of people go back and watch these recorded. And so I'll just start. So, with management, you want to make sure that people can manage resources. I think we talked about that a little bit last week versus being a leader. So, your leaders, you want to make sure you have them in place. They're great for sales, marketing, things like that. But as far as being a taskmaster, those are going to be your management employees. So, those are some of the differences that I wanted to share with you. So, also want to say shout out for LeaderCast again. That will be going on tomorrow was the rescheduled date. There's two opportunities. One at Star Cinema Grill in right here at Pasadena. I'm sorry, right here at Bay Area, and then also at Abundant Life in League City, or I guess it's actually Texas City. So those are the two locations tomorrow. LeaderCast is the world's largest leadership conference. It's a one-day event. Come out and hear about motivational speaking, people speaking out on leadership, what they did, how they got from where they were to where they are right now, being very successful. I know Gail King is one of those people that's on the panel. They have an excellent keynote speaker lined up for lunch. And both locations, there's breakfast and lunch included. So if you're looking for a great event to go to Top Star Events and log on to their ticket area and purchase your tickets today. I think they have a few more. They're almost sold out. So if you're really interested, please get involved. So guys, back to the leadership versus management situation. We hear from a lot of employers that hire people to be managers. The people may not have had any managerial experience, which is a huge situation, because if you've ever managed people before, you know there's definitely an art to that. You want to make sure you have someone who's going to be diplomatic, hold to the policy and procedures, follow your employee manual. You want to make sure they're going to have personal skills, have those skills where they can speak to people in a way that's not confrontational. The last thing you want to do is have a manager in place that's kind of rubbing your employee or your staff the wrong way, or your clients, your customers. You want to make sure you have someone who can be very politically correct, know what to say and what should not be said to people to make your business at risk for any sort of negative feedback. Okay, so with that being said, please make sure if you are having a manager that you take a look at their personality style. There's a ton of personality style assessments that will give you some feedback about what type of personality that person has, as well as communication style assessments. You want to make sure that a person can communicate well with staff, with management that's above them, or with your overall client base. So you want to make sure that you're doing some of these things so you'll know ahead of time. The worst thing you want to do is put somebody in place and you lose your staff or you lose clients because this person was not a good fit for your management role. Okay, so make sure you have a job description that's clear. It needs to be very clear and precise of what you want them to do. They have to be able to delegate to people some of those things that that they can delegate, because your main focus is you want them to manage your business, the operations, the finances, and your staff. So if there's some things that kind of get in the way of those activities, and there's some daily activities that someone else can do, you want to make sure that you write your job description and give that person, the autonomy to be able to make those decisions, as well as make sure that the support staff is in place that can actually take on those delegated activities. Guys, you need to make sure you're delegating to people's strengths. You want to make sure you're giving someone something that they are capable of doing. Either they can learn to do it or they already brought those skills. If they're not able or capable to do it, then that delegation activity is not going to go well. So if you're giving someone QuickBooks to do and they've never done it before, you have to give them a learning curve. That's something that has to be learned. You can't expect them just to turn it on, log on, and get it going, because that's one of the things that you're, wanting to get off your plate. Make sure that they have the aptitude to do it and they have the ability to do it. So make sure you are delegating to their strengths. Have checks and balances to make sure they're doing it correctly, because if they don't do it correctly, guess what? They didn't fail. You as a manager or the business owner who's given that task have failed, because both people should walk away with a clear understanding of what the expectations are. So that's some of the things that we want to talk about today versus leadership versus management. Is managers who want to manage your resources, your people, your staff, your operations. Your leader, they're going to go out and they may market your business or sell for your business, but when they come back, they're not going to be your taskmasters. So it's hard to have a leader that can also manage, because leaders see the big picture, their activities, and they have the big ideas, but they may not necessarily be the ones to drive those ideas. So they have to be able to have a workforce or someone that they can bring information and ideas to that can actually manage those tasks and put those things into action. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Please join our private HR Cafe group on Facebook, because this will be one of the last weeks that we are going to have it live for everybody. We really want to have more of a private forum where people feel comfortable asking questions so we can answer those questions live. We want to be able to bring in other industry experts that deal with HR as a whole, like benefits. Have someone come and talk about 401k, have someone talk about health insurance for small businesses, risk management, workers' comp, have someone come in and talk about supplementary benefits. What you guys don't know sometimes is that for small businesses, it's really hard for us to compete for good talent in our businesses, because we may not have the overhead budget to afford health benefits or dental and vision benefits. But we have some great things in our back pocket, like flexibility of schedules, telecommuting. But guys, there's a lot of supplemental benefits that you can offer your staff that don't necessarily cost you anything. You can take it out of payroll, and they can take those benefits with them and carry those benefits over. If they happen to no longer, work at your place, they still have that life insurance or those different policies they can take with them from place to place. So those are some things we're going to definitely want to talk about. Legal Shield, I think that's a great thing for small business to have. So we'll have someone come and talk about Legal Shield and how that can help protect your business. We're going to have someone come and talk about business insurance. Guys, I really would advise against having a business without having, business insurance, business liability, errors and omission, whatever is applicable to your business type. Because if something happens, you want to make sure that you're covered. As a consultant, you want to make sure what comes out of your mouth is covered. So you want the errors and omission insurance. Or if you have a physical storefront, you want to make sure you have general liability. You want to make sure if someone gets hurt that you're covered. So we'll talk about those different things. So I think those things are very important for your business, as everything else that you have to do for your business before you actually open your doors. So we're going to have someone to chit chat about those kind of things, and then maybe talk about business strategies, because sometimes we're so involved in the business, we forget to have a strategy to keep that business growing. We get our client base and we're nurturing those clients, but we're not bringing on any new ones. And so if some happen to leave, then we're back trying to go back out after the fact. You should always continuously try to bring new clients to your business. So we'll have a lot of chit chat about a lot of different things. And so we'd love to have you join us. Grab your cup of coffee and we can do some HR. And thank you very much. Please reach out to us either on our website at www.smartyhrsolutions.com, or you can call us direct at 713-999-1205 and just say, I want in. Thank you. See you next week.